This is Maddie and Olivia, and this is our project for APUSH on the New Deal.
Starting off talking about some of the causes that led up to the New Deal policies. The Great Depression was a major factor leading up to the New Deal. In the 1900s, the U.S. was in an economic downturn, which all came to a head with the stock market crash of 1929. This caused banks to close and businesses to fail, pushing thousands into homelessness and unemployment. Lasting from roughly 1929 to 1939, it was one of the worst economic depressions in American history.
Another major factor leading up to the New Deal was the Dust Bowl. In the early 1930s, severe drought and bad weather struck the American Midwest. Because of over-farming techniques, the soil was not held in place. All the crops were blown away and the ground was destroyed. Many lost farming jobs and were unable to produce food or make a profit. Agriculture and industry had both failed, leaving people starved and unemployed during this period.
During the Great Depression, President Hoover did not do much to help the people or the economy. He believed in a laissez-faire economy, meaning that the government should not intervene in economic matters. Eventually, he realized things were not improving and took action such as the Emergency Relief and Construction Act and the Reconstruction Finance Corporation in hopes to stimulate the economy. However, neither of these worked.
Hoover had many failures throughout his presidency. His problems included believing that the Great Depression would quickly blow over without government interference and the belief that issues could be handled through local relief programs. His ideas were viewed as thoughtless by the suffering citizens who thought he was disregarding them by not taking action. He did not have the public faith and there was low overall morale. One example of this is the shantytowns of the poor and unemployed that sprung up everywhere and were called Hoovervilles. Bank failures and unemployment continued as problems, but Hoover stuck to his ideas of laissez-faire and government uninvolvement.
In 1932, President Franklin D. Roosevelt took office. He was determined to revive the U.S. economy. During the first 100 days, he passed bills that were designed to do just that. Roosevelt believed that the government should be directly involved in the economy to ensure the welfare of the people.
FDR's plan to revive the economy was the New Deal. The New Deal consisted of three parts: relief, recovery, and reform programs. Relief actions usually consisted of direct help, like giving money and food to the impoverished. One specific relief action was the 1933 bank holiday, where FDR closed the failing banks until new laws could be passed to fix them. When they did reopen, people had restored faith in the banking system and put their money back into banks. Recovery programs were intended to provide jobs and fix the economy in the short term. Reform programs were intended to fix the economy in the long term and form regulatory programs to prevent future depressions.
FDR implemented relief programs that created new jobs that not only benefited the people, but also the country as a whole. For example, the Civilian Conservation Corps provided jobs for people, as well as benefiting the land and nature. Similarly, the Public Works Administration created jobs that contributed to the advancement of public infrastructure.
The recovery part of the New Deal consisted of two main laws: the National Industrial Recovery Act and the Agricultural Adjustment Act. The NIRA law led to the formation of a National Recovery Administration. This was a government organization designed to regulate industry standards for pricing, production, and working conditions. The Agricultural Adjustment Act was a government attempt to try and help the economy and raise farm prices by paying farmers to pay less to increase crop prices. Unfortunately, both of these laws had drawbacks, such as the NIRA not providing immediate direct help to the unemployed, and the AAA only benefited white farmers, leaving others to continue to suffer the effects of poverty and the Dust Bowl.
To prevent future depressions, FDR created the Social Security Act and the Wagner Act, designed to reform and regulate the economy into the future. The Wagner Act allowed workers to protest and unionize against unfair labor practices. In turn, underconsumption would be decreased. The Social Security Act affirmed the fact that the government would be directly involved in the economy and the welfare of the people.
The New Deal had many effects, but it mainly impacted the economy. The New Deal policies reduced income inequality and revitalized the U.S. economy. FDR's programs and laws created new jobs and decreased unemployment. Reforms like Social Security and the National Recovery Administration gave the U.S. government more power to intervene during times of economic crisis. Americans developed a new faith in banking.
Politically, the New Deal increased government presence in the everyday lives of the people. The government now had the responsibility to ensure that the economy is controlled. Social Security checks, as well as jobs through the Works Progress Administration, gave the government the right to control the private lives of the people.
The New Deal had social effects by improving the lives of American citizens by restoring a sense of security and putting people back to work. It boosted the nation's low morale and restored faith back in banking and the government. In the short term, the New Deal improved the lives of American citizens by providing aid and reducing the effects of the Great Depression. In the long term, the New Deal established programs that would aid the citizens and prevent future depressions. It set a new precedent for the government as one that would take action in regulating the economic and social affairs of the nation.
Thank you. Bye.